So this could be good news for the auto industry, and we'll see how it plays out. But there's word President Trump is winging an exemption to his tariff plan. The Financial Times reporting that car parts could be spared from some of the tariffs on China after intense lobbying from auto executives. Still, the exemptions would not include a separate 25% tariff on all foreign-made cars. Here now is Tom Maoli. Tom's owner of 6 new and used car dealerships in the state of New Jersey. Welcome, Tom. So would that help? I mean, if they exempt the parts, I felt like they got to exempt the parts because they're always flying back and forth over borders, so hard to follow. But would it help?
Well, listen, they have to. If they exempt the parts, what's going to happen is you're going to drive more revenue and more business into the service departments, and people are not going to buy new cars. So, he has to exempt it across the board. And, because right now, if he's going to hit the consumers or the manufacturers with this increase, they're going to pass it on to the consumers. And you're talking, it's about $30 a thousand to finance a car. If you're talking about a $10,000 increase, the consumers have to pay $300 more for a new car. And what's going to happen is they're going to go in, they're going to continue to fix their cars and not buy new ones.
So you did those estimates. I think we have screens prepared that will illustrate it for our viewers about the average monthly car payment now versus the tariffs. So yes. There, as you talk about, so the current average monthly car payment is $742, but you're saying up $300. I mean, percentage-wise, that's a lot. And then you look at car prices, the actual price of the car, right? So the price of the car now, the average price is $48,641. So 48K, as it says right there, but a price hike at 10 grand?
Right. Yeah. Listen, you're talking about a 25% increase. That's what it's going to be. And, I think he has to reconsider his position. I understand, I know the president well. Clearly, he's a smart guy. He knows exactly what he's doing, but he's got to get to the table with this and renegotiate deals. He's got to do this with a carrot, not a stick, in my eyes. He's got to give tax incentives, and he's got to give these manufacturers, interest-free loans to build factories in the U.S., and they'll come. But right now, what he's doing is just causing chaos, and it's causing the consumer angst. They're running into dealerships. They're buying cars at record levels. And ultimately, what's going to happen is if he exempts parts and doesn't exempt the cars, consumers are going to go and they're going to continue to fix their cars, and you're going to keep them on the road longer, and that doesn't help the auto industry.
You say you know him well?
I do know the president well. I do. I'm a member at his country club, and I know him well. I know him
in Bedminster. So you talked to him about it, or talked to any of his people about this?
I've talked to his people about it, and I think, at the end of the day, it's a good negotiation tactic. He's got to get everyone to the table, and he's got to be reasonable about it. You can't just hit the manufacturers with this cost. We're going to cause inflation, and we're going to cause it's going to get trickled down to the consumer. No matter what anyone thinks, the ultimate end loser here is the consumer. You have to pass it all.
What's your sense? You think he gets all that? I mean, everyone's trying to figure out, read tea leaves the last week or so, right after the China stuff, and it seems like maybe he's pulling back a little bit, maybe he's not. I mean, what's your sense?
Well, I think he's getting it. I mean, look what's happening to the stock market, right? I mean, the stock market unraveled. And, I think ultimately what he's trying to do is level the playing field, and I think he will. 25% is the wrong number. Maybe a 7 or 8% tariff, on China. Because,
right. But all those numbers on that chart were wrong, weren't they? I mean, they just seemed like they were out of thin air. It just, so maybe, he talked the other day, he says, we're just going to reset the numbers, and if they don't pay the tariffs. I would hope it's not those numbers. I mean, it's got to be something different, right?
Listen, it all sounds good until you start a trade war, and that's what's going on. China just keeps upping the ante, and China is the biggest trade deficit that we have, globally. If we can attack just China and we can drive these manufacturers back with a carrot, not a stick, and reconsider our position, I think we can level the playing field here, and I think he knows that. And I ultimately think he's trying to push the Fed to lower interest rates. It's not only is it a war against China, I think it's a civil war, and he's right. The Fed has to lower interest rates. All these markets are frozen. The car markets, the real estate markets, they're all frozen. No one can pay 8-9% interest.
But it's a weird spot. I mean, he's the one who froze them. I mean, like, it's a decision to, it's not as if some outside factor came in. So you're trying to pressure the Fed to lower interest rate, and you created the issue, you being the president.
Well, listen, he exacerbated the issue. He didn't create the issue.
In the markets, though, I mean, in the near term, I understand he didn't create the bigger picture trade issue. Yeah.
Of course, and the interest rate issue is exacerbated now with the trade issue, but the ultimate interest rate issue that was caused by the Biden administration and COVID. I mean, we're talking about basic economic supply and demand, and the Fed continued to use the tool in the toolbox that they've had. That's the only tool they know, which is raise interest rates, lower demand, and try and bring it down to the supply. But the problem is, since COVID, there's no supply.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.